guys, this is Nine Sniper coming here with another video. And as always, I hope you guys are doing fantastic, doing alright. I'm still doing pretty well. So, this video is a very announcement video. And to you guys, it might sound like I'm role playing or not. Well, yeah. But what I'm about to say is a few words of speech, because fortunately, I just had a dream last night. Over the past few days, over the past few years, as you guys are, as you guys are aware of, me and other people have went through bad situations in our lives, but fortunately, that was a really bad memory for each one of us. But even though do not compare to people's lives. In other words, just because bad things happen to you, don't compare it to other people's bad memories of what that happened to them. But that's not the point of this video. As I mentioned before, I had a dream and I want to reveal something. 12 years ago, a man used the power of equality, and fortunately, he used it in a wrong way. Let's just say this man was not right. Because let's just say he lied and everything. And he was not really who he was at the time. But it was not till after someone caught him and the whole population revealed his true colors. So, in other words, my ideas for equality are going to be different and similar to the man 12 years ago. And if you guys are going to be asking me who is it or whom I'm talking about, I'm afraid I'm not going to tell you, because if you guys want answers, you're going to have to go on the internet and find out who it is. But I am not going to tell. But anyways, my dream. As you guys are, and ignore the noise. As you guys are fully aware of, there are still a lot of toxic people or people on drugs or anything around the world, and they can be a little bit dangerous. But not only that, other people in gaming could be the same thing. You see, as you guys are fully aware of, there have been a lot of people using teabagging, voice spamming, or spams, or whatever, and they use it to manipulate people and try to manipulate their minds. But me, on the other hand, as you guys are fully aware of the situation I went through back in high school, the situation has changed, because I soon realized, and I'm about to share everything that my past enemies have wanted for the past few years. For starters, let's start with the two enemies who try to ruin my life, David and Santiago. For starters, what did Santiago want with me? Simple. He tried to cause death on me. In other words, he wanted death. He tried to eliminate me, but in the end, he got in trouble and everything. And David, what did he want? He wanted power. David thought joining forces with him was a big, absolute achievement for him, but he was wrong. In the end, Both him and Santiago got what they deserve, and technically, they were not good people. Now, what did the psycho want? Suffering. Ever since we were dealing with him, all he wanted was to get rid of mine and some of my other friends' channels. But in the end, he took it too far. He let anger manipulate his head, and he took it too much. And in the end, well, look what happened to him. But now that we're in 2025, there are newer enemies still out there. Because I've already dealt with psychopaths in the past, and technically, I already know how to handle them in the past. Well, kind of. It's kind of hard what I'm saying, but give me one moment. Okay, so sorry about that. Anyways, as I was saying before, people in the past who I dealt with, I've learned from them in the right way. Because if you guys recall, the people who I thought were my friends and backstabbed me in the past, they thought I was stupid and weak. But guess again, I became something even more greater on the battlefield. So, as I was saying before, I had a dream, and now I think it's about to come true. So, all my friends, I have taught you well and bring nothing but happiness in your life, and we will continue that as well. However, there are still people out there, and I've already posted videos showing the truth that not every, there are still some players who are innocent. But fortunately, there are other players who use power, or should I say toxicity, to make other players weak. But I could be wrong about this, because sometimes they like to spam for fun, or like taunting, or either way. Taunting, teabagging, voice spamming, or anything like that is still toxicity. So now, a new dawn has break into this. The members of VXM and equality for the world. In other words, I think it's about time someone took in charge of protecting the innocents and making sure no toxic players do this to any innocent players. In other words, we, the members of VX, or should I say, we, VXM, are out for a new purpose. From here on out, I don't care whether this player is toxic or not. He or she will know the consequences. If they show toxicity, then let them be. But know this warning. You may win on the battlefield, and you think you have won this fight, which you really think you have. But in life, you have no idea the person behind the screen is capable of observation. So, this is a warning, and now begins a new dawn of break. We, VXM, shall bring equality to the innocents, and we will not rest until then. Because as long as toxicity is out there, Every single people who use toxicity for power will know the consequences. So this is a warning, not as a threat. We are now in charge of anything if any toxicity brings to the world or online. But know this, I'm only leaving the people in charge who are members of this. In other words, don't mess with VXM. So now we have a purpose of bringing equality for everything around population and online. I know most of it doesn't make sense, but trust me, the innocence of players in gaming will know the true purpose of equality. Because I made promises and I brought happiness to everyone. And I kept my promises ever since. But now, the promises will be kept. As long as you guys are on my side, equality will be on your side. I know it sounds weird or creepy, or I don't know what you guys are thinking, and I'm pretty sure some of the toxic people or anyone who are watching this who think it's just, I don't know what they're thinking, or I don't know if they're just making this up or trying to just get their attention, or either way. If I were you, toxic, if I were you, anyone who uses toxicity, they think they win. But in other words, they use their true colors. Know the true meaning of equality. Alright, but either way, that's all I want to share. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And a new dawn breaks. New enemies will come and will try something. But they think they have the upper advantage. But they're wrong. Because they don't know what me and my other friends are capable of doing. As long as they stay out of our way, leave us alone, and try not anything threatful, we will have equality and safety. That I promise. Peace.